Hello.
How are you tonight?
Oh, pretty good.
Good.
Are you guys having trouble logging in?
No?
Oh, okay. Wouldn't let me log in. I've been trying this like for 5 minutes. Sorry.
That's okay. Okay. So, you've all got the email, right, with the quiz for the night, the papers for tonight?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So we'll jump in, and then what we're going to do is I'll go over some of the words that Lori had talked about being helpful for her. So I came up with a couple of words which are kind of fun for us all to learn. I actually had to, three of them were brand new for me, so it increased my vocabulary.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we're going to do our colors, and we will count from 61 to 80. So there's a few new, when we're going to grab onto a few older ones and move forward. So we've got a fair amount to cover, and the quiz is a little bit more in depth than circle and go, but as I had spoken to you about from the beginning, I think now that we have a foundation and we've put aside our the basis of actually finger spelling, now that we're doing words and turning them into sign, the videos will be up at least by tomorrow midday. It takes me actually a while. The more we talk, the more there is to upload. So last class was even a little longer on Tuesday night than it normally is. So let's just jump right in. And as it states, the first 5 questions, you're going to look to the finger-spelled word. But because I'm signing whole sentences, you're going to start seeing me sign more, and then everybody's inquisitive nature will be like, oh, there's a sign. Oh, God, I didn't know that word yet. Okay? So some familiarity with finger spelling and a couple of the sign words that you already know, plus seeing a little bit more about the structure of how to put your sentences together. Okay? So the first one, we're going to do the first section, which are 5 questions. All sign the whole thing. I'll put my hands down and pause. Give you a sec. And then we'll do question 2. Okay? All right, first question.
Sure.
Next one.
I did not get that at all. Can you hang on 1 second, because I don't see you in the big window? So it's harder to see. I see Dustin in the big window right now, so I'm trying to get you. I don't know how to get you up. How did you do it the other day, Dustin? Did you just click on it?
Just double clicked.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Okay.
So question number 5 we're on. Okay, those were finger words. So the next 10 questions will be sentences where you're going to write down the identified number. Okay?
Sorry.
That was that.
I'll turn mine off. Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. I'm not doing this.
Number 2.
I think I skipped one. Are we on number, was that number 10?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what I did there. Huh. Oh, I see. The page cut off number 5. Okay.
Okay, so the next 5 will be to circle in the sentence if I'm looking for you to identify whether it's a boy or a girl in the storyline. but this is mostly about, because we did the sign for children, right, or kids. So it's going to have a number in it in your sentence, right? So in a lot of these, it'll say a positioning in a family, the middle child, the third child, the second, firstborn, those kinds of things. So you're going to look for your number, and then we're giving the names of the kids. Okay? So here we go. Let's see how
So
you
we're
do.
writing down number and name.
No, you're
Oh,
it's
just the
already in
name.
the sentence. It's
Oh,
already outlined in the sentence. So what you're looking for is, I'm going to be using a number because there's no word. How do you say the middle child or the third child? So it's going to
Oh.
be the third child name, and then I'm going to spell out the name. So
okay.
you need to watch for me when I'm identifying a number, because that would be a clue as to what's coming.
Okay.
Okay, but you need to pay attention to the number, because according to the sentences, it says the third child. So when
Listen to the story
right,
and pick out the information that these questions are asking us out of your story.
yes,
Okay.
Oh, so you're not going to go in order necessarily.
yes, it's going to go in exactly the order on the page.
Oh, okay.
Confusing. The first one says whether or not they have a boy or a girl. Name is. So
Okay.
this is where you have to start to, when you don't have a huge vocabulary, you're going to start to pull out the pieces of information that you do have. And so in a lot of those sentences, it says name of the child. So the only way for you to know that it's the name of a person, there's never going to be a sign word until somebody gets a name sign. And they're going to introduce themselves with that. But they're always going to fingerspell their name. Clue 1. One of those sentences, I think it's number 5, says the third child of, or, right? Doesn't it
Yeah,
identify?
the name of the woman's third child.
Right. So in a sentence, though, if somebody's telling you, she's going to tell you about the first child, the second child, and the third child. So if it's the third child, she's going to use a number before she finger spells the name. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're looking at me signing, be really conscious of numbers appearing and then fingerspelling appearing.
And then did you say there's a sign for child? I don't remember. I remember like learning.
Kids.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. Yep.
Right? Or this is the sign for kids. So children, when there's more than one, because you're showing, just like Dustin explained, you're showing like the lineage, like going down the family tree.
Right. Okay.
All right. So the first one has 2 questions in it. One you're going to circle, one you're going to have to know finger spelling. Ready? Okay. So the first one.
Yeah, I didn't get that name at all.
I'm going to keep going.
Okay.
Watch.
Okay. So that last question you gave us, the third and the fourth child? Or did I mess that up?
Yep.
That's right? Okay. So I wrote down both.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
The question is the two middle children, which would
Okay.
be the second and the third child. That's why you needed to watch all of the numbers I gave you and associated to the names that I gave you.
Okay.
The next one. Ready?
Oh, wait. Wait, did I mess something up?
I don't know. That was number 4.
What is the name of the man's two middle children? Oh, that was all part of that question? Oh. Okay, hold on. Hold on.
And then I'll give you a second to read the 5th question before I
Okay,
kind of like word problems in math.
okay, I got it.
Okay, are you good with
Sorry.
the sentence? No.
Yeah, I'm good.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. So the next one.
Oh. This could be hard to grade, sorry. A lot of scratches. All right.
So we're all done? We're good? All done. Finished.
Okay, that was hard. I don't think I did so well.
I missed the entire second question. Like I didn't even.
I've
I
got a
saw you
couple
do
of
the
those.
oldest child, but then I just missed the name completely.
Because I know you all know how to fingerspell. Because we spent like.
I know. It's harder watching someone do it. It's like, it's
Well,
so funny because when I watch it, I get lost so easy.
Well, it's really hard when you're trying to keep up with the conversation, and then you throw
Yes,
a quick
that's-
finger spell in there, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
yeah, that's true.
Because that's
All
pretty
right.
much, unless you're having a conversation with another person learning, the only time generally most people will fingerspell is when it comes to somebody's name
Name.
or like a proper name, like your name, or the name of a location, but not even the name of a location, like this is the sign for Toronto, the letter T from one side to the other. So I'm not going to fingerspell Toronto.
Right.
I'm just going to do this. But the only way you're going to not fingerspell a name is if you know their sign name. So even like at home, you guys should really get sign names so you're not having to sign, like, I don't know if you have them already. Did they give them to your daughters in school yet?
One of my daughters, yes.
Okay, great.
So I know her sign name, but I don't know if I'm supposed to have one or if I make my own or.
Oh my God.
No, typically it's given to you by a deaf person.
Yeah.
So until my daughter gets of age to where she wants to give me one, I guess. I don't know.
We can do that. What we're going to do is we're actually, because I work with them, because I've been in that category of hard of hearing for a long time, then we're going to start you with one. It's like a christening. We'll give you a sign name. And then when you use it, people are going to say, because generally it's your christening of your sign name is the first letter of your name with an attribute about or a characteristic about yourself. Okay, so when
So everyone has a unique sign name, even if like your name, so two people with the name Terry would have a totally different sign name?
Jim and the other guy, Jim, are not going to be Jim anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's very,
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
yeah, that's why generally it's like pretty hardcore. So somebody will ask you guys, where'd you get your sign name? All my instructors hard of hearing and she gave us one when we started class. And they'll be like, oh, does it like suit your personality? Because a deaf person may even come along like fully a deaf person, and they're going to come along and go, I don't even see you like that. I have 3 deaf names, like 3 deaf.
Oh, oh, really?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
out of control. So I'm just I try to stick with one. It's like having one and then a couple of nicknames. And I'm trying not to go with the nicknames anymore, because I was given, the 2 other nicknames I was given were attributes about my job, why people knew me, or
Okay.
I made an impression on them. And so when I was a volunteer ambulance, an EMS, emergency services person. And so when I assisted a group of deaf people who were in the city and there was an accident, and I helped them, there was such an immediate, they just stuck to me like glue. Like they were lost in the city and they said, if we can help you, and now we had this accident, and they were very frightened. And I said, it's fine. I said, just text me. And they said, what's your sign name? And I told them, and they're like, I have had no reason to laugh yet, because it was such a serious situation. So my sign name, you always use the first letter of your name, and because I make people laugh, they do this all the time with the letter C, and because I make them laugh all the time. But because I did ambulance work before, they did so they did it for a medical person with the letter C, and they put a cross on my shoulder because of where my patch normally is for work. And yeah, so that's kind of what they stuck with, and that came kind of as a nickname. So now when I see them, they're like, or if they're talking to somebody about, like they're introducing me, then they'll give that sign name. And they'll be like, oh, what's your name? And then I'll tell them Kathy, and they said, I understand, why this? And then the other person, they helped us. We went in the ambulance and she drove, and she was like so much help, like the story just explodes. So that's where sign names come from. So
That's interesting. So anybody you meet that's hard of hearing or deaf could really kind of want to give you a nickname, or I didn't know anything about this, so this is totally new to me.
yeah, I wouldn't take it from a random, and I wouldn't ask for it.
Right.
The more you put yourself into the deaf and hard of hearing community, the more come back. They're going to ask you, do you have a sign name? So by the time we finish class, I will give you one.
Okay.
And you can use it. What's your name? My name's Terry. My sign name is, and then moving forward in that social circle, you will never have to really spell Terry again. They're just going to be, what's your name? And then you go, Terry. Oh, I know you. Right. Somebody was talking about you. That's how they're going to.
All right, that's cool. I love that.
Okay, so I think that's like your first indoctrination into like increasing the speed a little.
Yeah.
It's all really about relaxing and not trying to get every part, because you're really new. So the idea is to recognize the word signs you already know. Like the first one was about a girl, and I said that, so you could circle the answer. And you're like, oh, I didn't know the rest of the sentence, but I got that. And then I gave what the name is. So the sign word for name is this, which you learned before, and now you can recognize again because we used it in the sentence. And then when somebody starts to do a letter, you're like, I gotta pay attention because I gotta get this word. And one of the signs moving along I'll teach you is excuse me and slow down. I used it a lot when I was first learning. Excuse me, I'm sorry, can you slow down? And they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. And then that's when you do, I'm new or I'm learning. So patience. And the key, those kind of polite things with asking them just to slow their signing for you. I have never met a deaf person or a hard of hearing person who uses sign predominantly as their language who will not slow down for you and say it again. If they don't, because there's one in every bunch. It's probably because they're just inherently just a really wound really tightly as a person. It's kind of like meeting a Frenchman in Paris who's 80. He's not going to speak English for you. So
Right.
catch it, too bad. Figure it out. Work at it. Kind of throws you in the deep end right away. So this is going to be predominantly what the rest of our quizzes are going to be like. Okay? So when you get them, so that you're not thrown off, no more circles. You're going to have to watch what I sign. You have to watch what I sign because you're not going to pick it up because we won't be able to circle it when you're having a conversation, at the school with a parent who's deaf, right? Or Terry, if you meet up with a group of friends and you start to do maybe more volunteering within the deaf community in your area. Maybe you said you own your own business. I have to tell you, the hard of hearing and deaf community in any city, no matter how small the town is or the city, when they find out that someone who's hard of hearing or deaf owns their own business, you get so much business you can't keep up with it. You'll be hiring staff.
Wow.
My secondary business to teaching, I'm hiring daily and bringing those who are deaf and hard of hearing into my business and training them how to create their own business. So we can talk once class is all finished and stuff. I can give you those segues into the community.
Yeah, that would be great.
But yeah, like this is where you can't rush your mind. The moment that the switch goes on and you're like, oh my God, I don't understand. Wait, slow down. And you get a panic brain, you're not going to catch any of it. So if you just kind of relax your mind a little bit and grasp what you can, and then when it's finished, then kind of let the pieces kind of start to fit together, because you can actually ask them to slow down enough where you're like, okay, I got that one. Shopping. Next one. No, I didn't get that one. Jeans. Okay, I got pants. Good one. Oh, socks. I remember that from class. Kid, school. Oh, you went back to school shopping and you bought clothes for your kid. You see, you didn't get the whole sentence, but if your brain goes slow enough and you get 4 out of 20 signs, you just made a whole sentence. You're like, whoo. And inside and on your face, you're like, wow, okay, I understood that. I'm fine. And they're like, oh, good. Did that help you? Yes, thank you. So it's when your brain panics, you're not going to catch it. So because, it's not an apocalyptic moment, the world is not going to come crashing down around you. Just do your best to just slow your brain a little and it'll start to flow. But we can't do it by circling the box. So I think I've kind of, the horse is now dead in the barn. I don't have to beat it anymore. That we won't doing circle the box anymore. All right. So let's pop off our numbers because we've had pretty good success with those. So Terry, if you want to do 61 to 65 for me.
Okay. Sorry, slow over there.
Okay, so when you're doing your 6, take your thumb and put the tips of the 2 fingers together.
Oh, okay.
Because when it bends, they don't know if you're doing the wrong letter, because this looks like a W.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
So if it's touching, they know it's the number 6.
Got it. Okay, so 65.
Good. Dustin, can you do 65 to 70? Perfect. Okay, Terry, 71 to 75. Dustin, 76 to 80. Good. Okay. All right. Now we'll go on to the words, our movie words. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Ready? Okay.
Yeah.
I love watching.
Oh, yeah, last. Yeah.
Right? From last week?
Yeah.
Okay. So from last week, we talked about kind of fun words. And since you and your son go to the movies, like that's your thing, then here are a couple of words. So slushy. I'm like, where am I coming with slushy? Okay. So it's, you can't take it out of context. So you can't ever just randomly say to a hard of hearing or a deaf person, I really love slushies. Because there's no there's only one word, but it also means like the slush we have in the winter.
Oh,
Right? So this is why we need to keep it in context with like you explaining to them what the flavor was of the slushie or the color, and that you went to the movies and you had one.
okay.
See what I'm saying? Because you can't even use cold drink, because that could be a juice, it could be a cold pop, it could be a cold water.
Right.
When
Okay.
you use slushy, keep it with the movie sentence, right? Or so I went to 7-Eleven and I bought a slushy. Because if you just say, oh, I just so love slushies, they'll be like, okay. Sure. She's
Okay.
one. All right. The slushy is this. So you take your hands like this, like you're scratching it like on the ice. And you go like
Okay.
this. And
Okay.
then this goes like this
That like around.
over your face. So it's kind of like a little bit of a C, and it's going to go over your mouth and down.
Okay.
Okay?
So like,
All right. And don't do this. Don't touch your face, because it'll turn into like another sign. So do exactly the way I should, because then you're in trouble. I can't save you. I got nothing. Okay?
all right, so don't touch the face, yeah.
Slushy. So we did popcorn. So we talked about it kind of like number 11s, right? And they
So-
pop like the kernels.
Okay.
Okay? And if you don't, and your hands are just going up and down, totally different sign.
So you have to move your fingers.
Make sure that you're popping the corn.
All right.
Okay? We did movie last week.
Right. Mm-hmm.
We already had covered off bathroom. So it's just this or this.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So here's another slang for you. So they don't have the, I was trying to think, what do I not eat at the theaters, but I see other people? Nachos. There's no sign for nachos. So, but there is a sign for chips.
Okay.
So chips is the letter N that you tap on the top of your hand. Yeah, chips.
Just twice.
Yeah. So it's kind of like half of the sign for potato. So you know when you like skewer a potato and you put the holes in it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of where the acronym comes from when it comes to like a sign acronym.
All right.
Okay, so 2 taps. That's chips. Then the other one is butter, right? Because you have to have butter on your popcorn. It's mandatory. If you're going to do it, you might as well just fall right off the cliff.
Do it right.
Right? I often split the bag, half popcorn, then butter, then popcorn, then butter. And then, well, why though? Because if you only eat the top, who wants dry popcorn on the bottom? Yeah, don't even front, because I know that you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so butter is these two fingers are kind of like the knife, and this is kind of like the piece of bread. So you put the two together, and it kind of is this motion. So this is a sign for butter, kind of like I'm spreading the butter onto the bread. Okay? So my buttered popcorn tastes good. See?
Huh?
Full sentence. Okay. And then, lineups. Right? So I don't know how many people don't line up, but it's pretty common. So line up, it looks like this when you're standing beside the person. And then when you're talking about the lineup, like you can make it like clearly, it's a moving. So the hand in front is your dominant hand. So the dominant part moves as far away as you want to share with them that the line is long. So the farther you move your hand, the more you're implying. If you're telling a story afterwards and you go home and you're talking to your husband or your wife or other children, how was the movie? It was really good, but the lineup, whoa, was so long. So you don't need to use the signs for long or awaited forever. You just need to show the distance.
So are your hands opposite?
No, they're right in front of each other. So they go like this. The front one is the dominant.
Okay.
I don't know what that is for you. It's not about it being opposite.
Yeah, right hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
If your right hand is dominant, your right hand will be in the front.
Okay.
And then you show the length by moving the right hand forward.
Okay. Oh, I see. So one's facing you and one's the other way.
Yes.
I got it. Okay.
Because if not, I'd look back. I'd look really strange. Like I couldn't make my hand move. I don't know what you.
Yeah, I was trying to. I was trying to see how. Okay. Okay.
Not complicated. Okay. All right. And then the other ones I came up with were more about the feelings you have when you go to the movies or about the movie. So did I come up? Oh, I came up with one more food. Hot dogs.
Oh.
Okay. So you make the letter C with your non-dominant hand.
Okay.
My hand looks like this, right? My non-dominant. And then your dominant hand is the hot dog. Okay? So this is the hot dog. This is the bun. And I put the hot dog in the bun.
All right, it's going in the bun.
That's
Okay.
all. Okay? So the hot dog. So I had like 3 hot dogs at the movie. I'm so full, I feel kind of sick. See? Another whole big sentence. And that's pretty common. I mean, don't tell me the kids don't like hot dogs. I mean, that's
Yeah.
right?
My son does. My daughter's a vegetarian, but.
Okay. They have vegan dogs.
Oh, I don't think she would eat that. She's very fussy.
Vegan dogs?
She doesn't like processed foods that much, so she's more of like a fruit, vegetable,
Okay. Tofu.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, she'd probably eat tofu. Yeah, she eats it in, yeah.
Okay. So then I came up with feelings you might have in the theater for a movie would be exciting, scared, and surprised. Those are pretty high powered.
Yeah.
Okay. So surprised. So surprised is my fingers look like this, like they're pinched, like a Q. There we go. Okay? Except the Q's are beside, for me, it's the corner of my glasses. So they're beside my eyes.
Okay.
Okay? And then surprise goes bam. And I open them up really quick.
Oh.
Surprise. Right. There you go. Look at you.
Right.
Surprise. All right. Pardon?
So surprise is just real quick.
Yes.
Open your eyes would just be slower, right?
Yeah, that doesn't look like you're too surprised.
Well, I mean, that is open your eyes, right? I mean.
So you're talking for the sign for wake up. Is that what you're
Okay, so it's wake up. Okay.
So, yeah, is that what you're comparing?
Yeah.
It to surprise and wake up. Yes. So surprise is really fast.
So just same sign, just different speeds?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, I saw you do surprise, and I was like, whoa, I thought that was something different, but yeah, speed. Gotcha.
Wake up. Then, so we did surprise. Oh, scared. This is scared. My hands are here. And I'm bringing them from kind of like loosely closed fists. And I'm bringing my arms in from the sides. And as I do it, I open my hands.
Okay.
Okay. But you do it fast. Scared.
Okay.
Okay. Then the other one would be excited. Like I'm excited to go to the movies. So you take your middle finger. Because remember we talked back about this will be one of the main ways that we show feelings. And so basically it's going to be sticking out of my hands more than the rest of my fingers. I'm going to point it towards my body, and then I move them. I don't move them in unison. So I move them opposite to each other like this.
Just up and down, or are you making kind of circles?
I'm kind of, when I'm going, I'm kind of scooping in and going out. Scooping in and going out.
Okay. So like, am I doing this right? Like this?
Yeah. Right finger. Yeah. Okay. Don't make it, your hands will always stay like this. You're moving your hands too much.
Okay.
So this is the shape, and you're going to just move them up and down, up and down, up and good. And the faster you do it, again, display how excited you are to see something.
Okay.
Good. Awesomer, awesomer. So, slushy, popcorn, butter, bathroom, excited, scared, surprised, hot dog, chips, line up. Oh, pop. Okay. So this is, so you scoop your hand. So it's like an O. You turn it upside down so the fist faces outwards. Ready?
Yep.
You take the feeling finger, you put it down in the center. Take this finger.
Wait, is the dominant hand the
dominant
circle?
hand is making the one moving in the top.
Wrong side then. Okay.
Non-dominant. So non-dominant is the can.
Okay.
Okay. And so I'm going to put a lid on the pop. So my finger here is going into my fist.
Okay.
See?
Yeah.
That?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now don't do anything till I show you. And then it's going to come out like this and then like this. So, but you do it quickly and it makes a pop sound.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. That's pop.
Okay.
And then water is a W to my mouth. Like, it looks like this. Water. And that's your dominant hand.
Okay.
Okay? So we did water, pop, butter. Yep. Oh, and the other one happened. What? So I'll give you the ability to ask a question. Okay? So this has happened. So 2 H's go in. Happen. And this is the sign for what? So we take our dominant hand pointer finger. We run it down the palm of our hand. That's the sign for what?
Okay.
So we go.
So
What
it's
happened?
like this.
No, not scooping up.
Oh.
I feel some days like we're in a mirror. I really do. The H's go down. Happen.
Oh.
Happen.
Like that. Okay. And you would always do it in that order. You wouldn't say what happened. You would do happen what.
Yeah, because I don't speak like a hearing person.
Right.
Right.
All right.
Because you're talking about the moment, which is the happening. Happening. Right? And then you're asking.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? Because then that's the subject.
Right.
The what part is, as much as it is in English language, the what part is kind of like if you were to have an adverb. It would be the verb. That would be the verb.
I think that's the most challenging part for me. I don't know about you guys, like understanding when, to say what. I'm sure that just comes with time, but yeah.
It's interesting because if you were to take some of the most common sentences that you use in a given day, pick 5 at any time. It's good practice over the weekend. First, you take out all of the conjunctions. So take out the is, or, does, it, as. I think that's remove all of the sentence and see what you have. And that's the meaning of the statement. Okay? Then you're going to use what you're saying. So look at the what's up. And when you read it, really choose the subject. And that's the part of your statement.
Okay.
So because we're like a lesson. So this is why I'm talking this. More normal, slightly long. So all put together of mine between now and next week that I use. And you guys and then start in English and turn it into ASL Sept. Because until you bring both there, it's hard in the moment of right? So really have it. If you speak Spanish, their language is very different from English. They dissect their language very differently, right? So this is just kind of what we're tackling, brand new. Some elements of ASL are going to be, I found personally for myself to be the most challenging, because before I talk to people, I really have to think about what's the subject, not what is the action.
Right.
And if somebody says, what are you doing tomorrow for your birthday? And I would be thinking, what's the subject? Because I could be the subject. But when you think about the sentence, I'm not the subject of the sentence. My birthday is. So that word comes to the beginning of the sentence in ASL. So it's going to be me stating the subject of birthday, and then the next part is going to be what the verb part is, or the action part, and then it's going to come back to that I just happen to be along for the ride. So I'm now the person. So tomorrow, what are you doing on your birthday? Birthday, dinner, me going.
Yeah.
It is putting it almost in reverse action to how the English language is. But because ASL is going to become the primary language in Dustin's house over his lifetime, your brain will because it's how your brain will be forced to train itself. Terry, right now you're learning vocabulary, but you're not yet forced into the structure. This is why it's kind of cool. I put myself in the situation where I was forced to change the structure of my sentence, because deaf people started to say, I thought you were hard of hearing. I'm like, yes, I am. And I said, but I heard first. So I learned English. And now I have to change when I'm here. And that's fine. But it takes time, and your patience, not mine. So when I decided I wanted my business, even right now in the last couple of years, that I wanted to grow my business to work more within the community that I'm spending more time with and offering jobs. I found I don't have a choice but to be, now when I speak to some people, when I'm speaking in the hearing world, and I hate to say that, but it is kind of the truth of it. When I flip worlds and I'm in the hearing world all the time, I find that I almost don't talk like a 50-year-old anymore, because I really sound, I don't know how to speak a normal sentence. Because they're like, Kath, is there a problem? I'm like, hang on a second. Okay. I said, I was going to say it to you in ASL, and they're like, I thought that was a language. It's a mental space, too. So 3
Yeah,
sentences.
it's got to be hard to flip back and forth.
Yeah, it is. But if you
Yeah.
have a lot of deaf clients where you at least twice a week were having to share what you do and what your business is and your services, and you had to do that in sign language, you'd be really quick to think, oh my God, I really have to practice this more and make it a habit so I don't go home with kind of like a brain freeze. So you guys come up with 3 sentences, okay, between now and next Tuesday. And then you come up with how you think it should be dissected, and then we'll review it together in class. And then maybe, I don't think both of you are as behind the 8 ball on this as you would think. I think that as soon as you look at the sentence, once it's written down, you'll be like, oh, I know how to do this. And then one of the tests we'll do towards the end is an ASL conversion grammar course. So I'm going to send you 20 sentences, and you have to change them into an ASL sentence.
Okay.
As if you were to sign it. Okay?
And when we come up with our sentences, just any sentence, and you just want us to write it how we would in ASL?
Say, like,
yeah.
I mean, Dustin's sentence may be, he walks in the morning into his kid's room and he says, girls, come on, time to go to school. That's an English sentence. But if he's signing that to his kids, which he does, then he won't be saying that, because that's an English
right
put into sign language. So, all right. Now we're going to do our colors. So we've got 8 of them. Really, really simple. Because all of them are the letters. First letters of each word. Red, R. On your bottom lip.
Do you do it a certain number of times?
No, just, once or twice would be good.
Okay.
Okay. Yellow. Black. Black is your now all of these dominant hands, right? So black is your pointer finger across just above your eyebrow, real quick. Okay. Pink. The letter P on your bottom lip. Pink. Brown. The letter B down the side of your face. Brown. Purple. P. Shake it. Green. The letter G. Twist it up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And white. Take a flat hand, you put it on your chest, and you're going to, wait. You're going to pull it out, and your thumb is going to come in and touch your fingers. So it's going to look like this. Okay? Terry, let me see. No, flat. And then pull.
Okay.
Yeah, much better. Okay. Any questions so far? Lots of vocab.
So.
Lots of vocab. So hopefully the recordings will upload quickly tonight. And if you have any questions once you've taken a look at them over the weekend, then feel free, like I said, to text me. And I'll see you on Tuesday with 3 sentences and another whopper of a quiz because we've covered a lot tonight. So we're going to, on the test on Tuesday, you'll see 61 to 80. So next Tuesday, we're going to finish off our numbers and then go head first, like hard, right into vocab. And then we're going to, the test will also have more family signs. It'll have a couple of the emotion words that I lumped into Terry's words, because those emotional words like the frightened, scared, surprised, bathroom, those are all part of everyday vocab that we're going to learn as we go through. And then we'll have our colors. Okay? So you guys have an awesome, awesome week. It was good to see you again. Bye.
All right.
You too. Thank you.
All right.